We are on board MSC World America for the inaugural sailing, and we got an inside cabin for the sailing to show you exactly what you can expect should you book this type. Let's go ahead and see what 14515 looks like. Come on in.
So when you walk in, the first thing you'll notice is it is your classic MSC stateroom. The color scheme, it feels like we're walking into the MSC Meraviglia, quite honestly. It is the exact same look and feel. There is a bed that dominates the entirety of the room, and on each side of the bed, you will find lighting. So you've got a little reading light, that's lovely, as well as a bedside lamp. And there's USB-C right there at the bedside.
Below that, you also have a light switch, which is going to control all of your main lighting in the cabin. Now, of course, this will not take care of your bedside lighting or the mirror lighting that is currently behind you. Also flanking both sides of the bed is the shelving units where you can store items during your sailing. It is the same on both sides, which is actually unusual that both sides have the exact same lighting and buttons configuration. Usually the stateroom light's only on one side of the bed, which is
I
great.
love that we both can control the lights and I don't have to reach over. It's a lovely looking room. This wall has plenty of space for magnetic hooks. So as you can see, we've got our hat and our tote bag. We also, on this side of the room, have our lanyards hanging up, as well as some belts, hats. You'll even see a pair of jeans hung up in this room, and we'll tell you why in a moment. Rock, can you turn on the rest of the lights, please, for the
Yeah,
show?
absolutely. So something else to be aware of is underneath the bed, you do have storage to put your luggage, so you can easily put that out once you move into your cabin. And additionally, while this cabin is brand new, the bedding is actually quite comfortable. You can see here we've got some nice chairs. You can take a seat if you need to put on your shoes or just hang out for a little bit. And here we do have that closet. Now the closet is not very large. We did find a little bit of a struggle, but as you can see, we managed to cram everything in and make it all fit. There is a safe up here, some shelving, as well as a couple of drawers. And then we also tucked some of our shoes into the cabinet, as well as right below the TV. There's this nice little nook. This was also very familiar from the Meraviglia, where we were able to store some of our shoes right below that.
And cruise tip, if you do pack a lot of shoes, I would bring a collapsible shoe organizer that you can actually stack there because there's a lot of wasted space. I think it would be easy to put in a little bureau here or some more drawers
Yes.
because there are, other than that closet, there's no other storage really. Nice TV as well as the phone here. Rocky missed the phone on the first day. He's like, we don't have a phone? And then a place for all of your daily programs as well as any other papers that you want to store. And of course, the TV remote.
Right. Now, over here on this other side of the cabin, that's where we find our desk with, of course, a pull-out stool that you can sit on when you're needing to use the mirror. The cabin also has a couple of towels. Now, these do come at a cost if you wish to replace them or take them home with you, so make sure that you turn your towels in before the end of your cruise. Over on the other side is the mini bar. Now, it is actually set up as a mini bar when you go inside. You will notice that there are some items pre-stocked in here. Those do come at a cost. There is a menu that was set up on our counter when we first got into the cabin to let us know what the
Rock,
prices are.
tell me how much those Pringles are. It's on the top of the fridge right there.
Oh,
I'm
here it
just
is.
curious, if you want to enjoy a can of these Pringles, how much is that going to set you back?
That will be $5.
So maybe bring your own.
Yeah.
There is a drawer here. Rock, if you pull that out, there's a bunch of stuff crammed in there right now, but there's a drawer right there. There's a hair dryer in the very back, if you can see that back there, as well as here's where you're going to find your main power for the stateroom. We've got a bunch of 110s, although there were some confused people on the Facebook group. They were like, these aren't regular outlets. They are. They just look, they look odd, along with USB and USB-C.
Now, the nice thing is this cabin does come with an envelope, so if you wish to leave a little extra for your cabin steward, you can do that with the envelope without having to go to guest services. And you also have a little notepad with a pencil, which is something that we're not seeing on cruise ships much anymore, which is nice.
Rock, turn that light on for me, please.
Believe it or not, it is already on.
Oh, so here's something that we have noticed, and we'll talk a bit about this in our final thoughts, is this room is dark. There are many dark areas of the cabin or stateroom, and so if you're trying to both get ready, you're in the shadows most of the time. Now, we like that for an interior stateroom. We like sleeping in the dark, but we really wish there were some more lights in here. I mean, look here, there's one, two lights here, and that's It's just a dark stateroom.
It is a dark stateroom, I
More
agree.
shelves. You mentioned the shelves
Yep.
here. We do have more hanging hooks, so we didn't have room for jeans, so we're hanging our jeans even. That's how tight the space is for storage,
But I will say that it does come with 3 hooks that are already in place, so
which is nice.
at least they were thinking a little bit ahead. And there is this floor to ceiling mirror when you're getting ready.
Love that.
Granted, there is not a light overhead, so
Yeah, so you're getting ready in the dark.
you're gonna look at yourself in the dark.
Let's talk about the thermostat.
Yeah. So the thermostat actually it's showing off right now, surprisingly.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
So it is just you have your basic temperature
Don't
here.
turn it up. Do not turn it up. This room has been miserably hot the whole
Yes.
cruise.
And then down below that, you have your do not disturb and makeup room. Now these actually double up as your nightlight
Can
for
you
the cabin.
turn off the light so I can show
Yes.
them?
So this is where you're going to tell the cabin steward if you do not want them to come in and take care of your cabin. And when you are ready, you would turn that off, turn on makeup room, and this way they will know. Something else to be aware of, a lot of times we will tell you to bring your hotel key card into your cabin when you are staying on a cruise ship. Well, the ones on MSC are actually hard coded. You have to use the specific one that has been issued to you. You cannot use a hotel's key card to insert it there, otherwise the power will turn off to your cabin.
And Rocky, I just want to point this out to them as they're viewing. This is just an example of, oh, there you are. Now you're in the light again.
Oh.
How you've just completely been in the shadows the entire time you've been talking about that. It's just, there are lots of dark spots.
Yes.
Let's head on into the bathroom. It is, I will say, it's an odd, it's tight. So walking in is very narrow because you're walking between the shower, these towel rods, the towels. It's, you've got your sink, you've got a little bit of counter storage, you've got a little shelf here, and then shelves, of course, on the side of the mirror. The one thing I will say is you do have storage down here. Now, we've not been able to use ours as our sink has leaked the entire sailing. We have called 4 times now to get this resolved, and it is still, as you can see down here, the first day all of my stuff was wet. Everything I had put under here was wet, and so we haven't unfortunately been able to use that storage, so we have also been storing some stuff by the safe. The toilet, cruise ship toilet, that will flush everything. Trust me, it's one of those industrial strength toilets. And then you've got your glass shower door, which we love on a cruise ship. But even this, the angles of this shower, I hit my elbow constantly in the shower. It's nice and spacious. It's at an odd angle to actually shower, as you can see. Now you have your soap and shampoo, and yes, those are in the correct order. We thought that they were backwards, but we confirmed by looking at the bottles. And you've got your clothesline for any wet clothes. A couple hooks at the back of the door. And that, I think, Rock, what a mess.
I don't think the only thing that I wanted to comment on that is unique for MSC cruises is that they give you a pillow selection. I know it looks like there's just a couple of pillows on the bed plus a throw pillow, but you actually have a firm pillow and a soft pillow to choose from, which is really cool and unique to the cruise line.
Now, I'm going to turn the lights further on. Oh, no. Were they all the way on?
All on? Yes.
You're dark again. Okay. Let's go on and give you our final thoughts.
So in total, 14515 has been, well, an interesting cabin. We have had some challenges with our cabin steward, and I know she's been busy. It's an inaugural cruise, and she's still figuring out her rhythm. But unfortunately, that rhythm does include the lack of a doorstop. So the cabin doors surrounding us do slam shut when she's going in and out of them, cleaning them on her normal basis.
Constantly.
We have also noticed that there are children in the vicinity. We haven't figured out exactly if they're just overhead or if they're on our sides as well. But you do hear them and feel them when they get down onto the floor from their bunk beds. The location of 14515 is actually pretty nice. It's not too bad of a walk to get down to the promenade and not too bad to get up to the pool deck. But they are very long hallways on board this ship as there's only 2 elevator banks.
Would I book this stateroom again? Yes, probably. But I would just go in knowing that like you can never predict who your neighbors are. The stateroom steward, I'm hoping it's just because it's an inaugural and she's busy, but I mean, she's slammed. Listen to this. She was vacuuming and just slams into the wall in the room next to us. So we've not slept in even once remotely on this cruise, unfortunately. And so the stateroom is small. It's got a little more storage maybe than the Norwegian Breakaway and Breakaway Plus class of ships. We've talked about those on this channel as well. Those are small staterooms. The issues with, you heard me mention it, the air conditioning it is not a cool stateroom. We are not the only people that have complained at guest services. And when I say complained, we went down and said, is there anything that you can do? But she said, yes, we are familiar. The rooms only go to 71 degrees Fahrenheit. That's as low as they'll go. I don't think this is 71 degrees in here. It is warm in this stateroom. And then you shower in here and it's just hot. So bring a portable fan. You saw it on the table over by the bed. We have that. And then the sink leaking for a week. We've not been able to use the storage underneath the sink. That's frustrating. We've had people come in and quote unquote fix it. The last time the floor supervisor came in, he's like, I'm just going to leave this piece of paper here to show you that it's dry. Well, the piece of paper has been soaked. Multiple days in a row now, the piece of paper continues to be soaked. And so it's an inaugural. They're fixing a lot of other. We've seen them fixing a bunch of things on the ship. And so Rocky said it's not too far of a walk. It's a to get to the back of the ship, it takes about 42 minutes. Maybe not 42 minutes, but it is a long way to the back of the ship. So just keep that in mind, where you're going to be hanging out and spending your time when you book MSC World America. So those are my honest thoughts on 14515. Would I book it again? Probably, but I would hope that maybe the service would look a little different.
Well, there you have it, our honest thoughts and review of stateroom 14515. We hope that this gives you a good idea of what to expect from an inside cabin, and if you have any questions or want to learn more, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd be happy to get you booked on your very first MSC World America cruise. Take care for now.